Hey everybody, Iron Leprechaun coming at you. Happy Monday morning. If you're following me on social media, you may or may not have seen that today is a very special day for me. In fact, it is my 15-year clean and sober anniversary birthday, which I revere as more important than my actual belly button birthday. Reason being is we all have one of those, but this day is the day that I made the conscious decision with the guidance of the Lord to improve myself and be a human being uh, worth having around, worth being. And that way I could focus more on improving myself, being the best version of myself. That was the beginning of that path. And that's, led me to where I am today. And now I get to share that with you and give back. Hopefully, you guys get something out of it. If you haven't yet, like, share, subscribe, click the bell icon so you can get the updates on my videos. Now, this isn't going to be what I've been doing most of my videos on lately. It is loosely related, but it's because it's 12-step based. But this isn't the 12-step series. This isn't. We're on step 4. If you haven't been following, and we'll be moving into the fear section of that very shortly here in the next day or so. But this does have fear involved, and there's a reason for that. Now, I've heard other people say this too, but every time their 1 year or 5 year or 3 year, whatever year anniversary comes around, they start feeling a little uneasy, weird, off. Something happens. But for me, what it's been lately, in the last however long I can remember, is it's more of it's an inward self-reflection and evaluation. How am I doing in my course to better myself, be a better version of myself, serve God, serve others? And well, this year, firstly on the heels of doing something I've never done. Okay, well, now I've come to the realization, but leading up to this, there was some apprehension about doing my first Spartan race, which I just completed yesterday. I didn't go all out. I just did a 10K. It had 25 obstacles. It was muddier than hell up there in Bozeman, just north of us, a couple hours. And well, I had a blast. Okay, I need to start off by saying I had a blast. Yes, it was rough because of all the mud and what have you, and I've never done anything quite like that before, but I enjoyed myself. And I need to emphasize that. And here's the reason why. Here's the lesson behind the point behind what I'm getting at, and that I want to share with you today is, well, there was some fear involved in that because I've never done it, because I'm getting up there in years, because I'm more prone to injury, because I haven't really trained for something like this. Now, I got to tell you, a sidestep note here is people have been telling me for like over a decade, like a lot, that, hey, you should do these Spartan races. You're like built for it. It was made for you. It's just totally something you would do. The Spartan races, Warrior Dash, mud runs, ruck runs, all these things. And I've never done any of them. I did some triathlons years back, but I've never done this. And so, I kept kind of just like, yeah, okay, that's cool. It's nice of you to say. I took it as a compliment, like maybe I'm in shape or whatever, but because it seems like an event you'd have to be in shape for. But that's all I took it as. But then, I started looking at it, and I had a close friend recently talk to me about it. Like, yeah, you should really, check it out, and I think you'd enjoy it. Well, I did, and I did enjoy it. Back to the point. I was afraid. There was fear. And we all experience fear to one degree or another, and for different reasons. But I got to say, and this rings true for every person I've talked to, every person dealing with every situation. And I'm not exaggerating. I'm not generalizing. Everyone that I can recall. Everyone. We've all been afraid of doing something, and it's you. And I'm going to use taking a big step, making a big choice, making a big decision, choosing to move forward in a big, a pretty different direction. And it seems scary because we have a fear of leaving the known. My grand sponsor years ago put it this way to me, and I love it, and it rings true, and I use it to this day. Fear of the unknown doesn't logically make sense. How can we be afraid of something we don't know? If we dig down to its most simple form, what we're actually afraid of is fear of leaving what we do know, fear of leaving the known. So, for example, when I moved to Wyoming, I've never been to Wyoming, ever. Closest I've been was Montana. I didn't know anybody here. I took a chance on a job, hoping I'd get a place to live. And look what happened. That's scary, but I did it. I made the decision. I took the action. I made the decision, made a plan, executed the plan after making a decision, and moved forward. That is the easiest, simplest recipe for success in making these types of decisions. In everything, doesn't matter what it is. Jobs, relationships, family, moving, anything, a Spartan race. So I did it, and it turned out okay. Now, there's some things that didn't work out as I saw it, as I hoped, and, it could have been better, but I'm okay. And I guarantee you, 100%, I can say with 100% certainty, it was nowhere near as whatever my fear of doing that, moving here, had built up in my head. Okay? It's never been that bad. And that was with everything I've done. Same with this Spartan race. There was some fear. I didn't hurt myself. I'm a little sore, but it was not bad. It was muddier than hell. People were slipping and falling all over the place. And when I woke up in the morning, I was like, man, this is going to be rough. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, even from waking up to a couple hours later when I did the race. So it can be big or small, no matter how long you're afraid, no matter how much you're afraid, anything. This applies to anything. Making a change to a diet, making the decision to do a regimented workout routine, moving, like I did, all the way to like big decisions, like, taking on a family member to take care of them when they're elderly, quitting a job, starting a job, one that is a little shaky, a little rocky, but this fits in there. Getting a divorce, choosing to make another relationship that you've been seeing official, take that plunge. Now, I've done all these. I've done everything I've talked about while being clean and sober. And it's never been as bad as I thought it was going to be. Yeah, it's been rough, but it's never as bad as we think it's going to be. Please remember that, and don't let fear stop you from moving forward. Okay? All I can say is if you stuck with me this long, this video's run a little longer than I thought it was going to, but listen, hear this. I wish that I had done Spartan races earlier because I loved it. And that is how I felt about everything I've done, and everybody I've talked to agrees. I wish I would have done this earlier. All those examples I gave, jobs, marriage, divorce, family members, moving, all the diet, all those. I wish I would have done it earlier. We don't have tomorrow. It's not guaranteed. Do it now.